Hey, this that Eastside Johnny Big Redemption like. Know what I'm talking about? Hold up. Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way, yeah. Get out the way, get the fuck up out my way, yeah. You either with me or against me, ho. You either with me or win. Win. Fuck everything else. Win. These niggas ain't shit. Win. Stop chasing that bitch. Win. Big J Rocco on 10. Exit at 4. Bring friends. That black tooth though. Jump in. You might wanna keep scope. I win. Fall on tattoos. That's spot. All of them go shoot. Don't try. I walk in room. They eyes wide. Third album come soon. I'm glad y'all gon' die. I ain't chasing after no bitch. I got bigger plans than staying rich. I've been tap dancing since I was 6. I tap dance all on a brick. And your diamonds like tap water. That shit way too foggy. These BBS is way awesome. Park CLS for baby mama. Drop to your death without warning. Get out the way, yeah. Get out the way, get the fuck up out my way, yeah. You either with me or against me, ho. You either with me or win. Fuck everything else. Win. These niggas ain't shit. Win. Stop chasing that bitch. Win. Fuck niggas don't stay outside when I play outside. I put the beats on them like drow side. I got the bow side and LA outside. And if you act bad, I bring the cow side. Go and get your money, bitch. None of my niggas on some funny shit. I can tell real by who you're running with. I'm all in the field, duck hunting shit. Hit my plug just to re-up and he was like, boop. Here. Nigga knew just what it was. Flipped the whole dub and gave it back, boop. Yeah. 9/11, no malice, baby. 9-ball with no violence, baby. My trigger finger got callous, baby. My red knuckles got talent, baby. I'm all in the wind with it. On Deuce line, I've been with it. She too fine, I've been hit it. Crashed 2 times, I limo tinted my new ride. I'm riding with the toaster. 12 better not put me over. Championship going dumb. Nothing to something I won, bitch. Get out the way, yeah. Get out the way, get the fuck up out my way, yeah. You either with me or against me, ho. You either with me or win. Fuck everything else. Win. These niggas ain't shit. Win. Stop chasing that bitch. Win. We just hit the lotto. I will not pass out. Maybe I will. I hope y'all are having an amazing Monday, fun day. I got the homie on the phone with us tonight, Massimo. What's going on, Massimo?
We just hit the lotto. I had to fire that right back at you, bro.
I love you and I loved it. I appreciate you to the fullest, man. We out here today, bro.
Let's go.
I want to give some shout outs before we get to it. I also want to mention that we will be on Spaces tonight at 6:00 p.m. Pacific Standard, so we don't have too much time to focus on these perps. But yeah, shout out to, of course, Sherry, always in the building, showing up and showing out. We appreciate you. The king of memes himself, Dante AF, did us all a solid by reposting the stream. We got about 90 people in here so far. So if you're watching this and you have yet to repost it or quote it or like it or reply and get those algos cooking, if you could do us a solid, be like Dante. Let's get this shit popping today, man. Big day in Solana, man. So it's a good time to tap in. I see Boo's in the building. You ready for me to set you up?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm going to set her up in just a second. I see Carly did the damn thing and reposted the stream. Holla! Hope y'all brother. Having a good day, man. I'm amped, man. I can't flex. I'm amped. Give me 1 second. Boom. And boom.
And I got my Lotto shirt on today. I gotta take this robe off so I can show my merch.
Do it.
Holler at your girl Carly.
Do it. All right, you should be good to go. They add you to the stage. All right.
Yellow.
Be like Carly. Repost the stream. What up, boo?
Hello, hello.
Man, she's rocking some sick ass merch today. I can't even lie. She got the Lotto on the left breast.
I don't think you can see it.
It's looking hot.
Covering everything.
Is it?
Yeah, I think I gotta move.
There
Boom.
you go. Show that. Show
Boom,
that.
boom, boom.
Now
See?
switch sides.
Gotta
Do it on
move
the
those.
other side just in case.
There's nothing on the other side.
I know, but it's
Oh,
backwards.
this one was my party tip. That's why you want me to show it?
Maybe. Hi, Ghost and Boo. We love you too, Carly. We love you too. I see Blackheart is in the building. Woohoo! Made it on time. Let's run it up. Let's run it up, Blackheart. Let's run it up. I see the homie Goofy in the building, man, aka Dumbass, his poker handle, aka JB in this bitch. Nice to see you, my dude. Who else we got? Am I missing anybody, man? I think we're good so far, man. Hi to Jada. Jada's in the building. I didn't see a post yet from him, but someone said hi to Jada, so maybe it just hasn't came up yet on the feed. With that being said, without further ado, I got live comments up, so when you leave a comment, you be part of the show. It's just that simple. Let's get into business. We don't got much time, and I really want to get this off my chest, man. Solana has been ripping faces. I mean, we crashed, and I mean crashed all the way down to about, what was it, 126-ish? Yeah, 126.03 yesterday, Sunday, around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Pacific Standard Time. And from the depths of you-know-where, have climbed all the way up to a high today of $147.03. What a move. I hope y'all caught it. It's hard, man. Sometimes FOMO kicks in even on perpetuals, apparently, because there was a couple times I took along just to scalp it when that momentum was going crazy. And we ate, man. I went 4 positive trades and 1 negative trade today. So 4 and 1 was awesome. I think I made about 2 SOL in my main account. So I was happy about that. I resisted on trading the 1 SOL challenge account. I think it's around almost 1.6 or 1.5, something like that. So we got some work to do there as well. We're trying to get to 5 SOL before the end of the month on that account. So if you've tapped in long enough, you know the 1 SOL challenge, we're turning it into 5 SOL. And once we do, we're going to give out 1 SOL for free to 1 lucky viewer. That's how that's going to roll. We have a group chat dedicated to perps. If you want to get into that group chat, please feel free to DM me. My name, my user handle is on the screen on X. You can DM me. It's free. Just join the group chat and you can hear what the whole crew is doing, man. Shout out to James. James Grubb is grubbing in there, and a lot of people are super satisfied with some of his call outs all day, every day. So get familiar if you'd like. As far as Solana goes, man, this is a crash course to perpetuals. So I do want to be extremely thorough, but I also want to be straight to the point. The first thing that you have to understand is what are perpetuals. And perpetuals, to sum it up, everlasting, right? It's kind of like an option on the stock market, the underlying being Solana. And you're essentially determining the route that Solana is headed towards. Whether you think it's going down or whether you think it's going to go up, you're able to trade perpetuals. And with leverage, you're able to basically use a small portion that acts as if it's a larger portion. And this can give you a lot of resources, or it could take your money from you as well. And I'll break down the process of it all. The first thing you need to know is, where can you do it? There's multiple places you can do it, but us personally, we work off of Jupe. Where's my Jupe? We work off of Jupe. Jupe. Here it is. Boom. We work off of Jupe in particular. I still have a runner that's dying on us. Let's close that one out. Ayo. Okay. Close out our runner. What do we have? Oh, we're actually a little higher, 1.8 and some change. Okay, cool. So Jupiter, jupe.ag. That is the place to be, jupe.ag. You click on the top, it's perps. On the bottom, it's perps if you're using a mobile device. Once you've clicked on perps, you'll see you have an option to do Solana, Ethereum, or Bitcoin. In this case, we only rock with Solana, and we'll break it all down for you. But before I get any further, this movement is not a movement without the dev of the motherfucking decade who just jumped up. What up, Mo?
What's up? You hear me?
I hear you flawless, my dude. How you feeling, bro?
Feeling good. Just driving right now, so I didn't know if it was connected or not.
Oh, you're connected.
Sweet.
Like,
I'm doing good. Trying to stay cool. It's hot here.
Is it?
Not this hot normally. Yeah, it's like 98 today.
Oh shit. In Michigan, guy?
Michigan. Yeah.
Golly. Summer is here.
Yeah. Summer's here all of a sudden.
Summer is here. That means Solana summer is here. Probably one of the reasons we started ripping. No, I'm just joking. Glad you're up here, bro. We're actually going to be jumping on a space call at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard in 41 minutes from now. It's already scheduled. If you go to this particular post on X, the live post itself, it's in the replies, guys. So you can set that reminder, show people you're showing up, and that'll bring a bigger crowd if you hit set reminder. I'll tell you that much. But let's get back to it, right? So we got Jupiter. Clicked on perps, and this is the screen you get. You won't see any horizontal lines like mine. These horizontal lines have came from a combination on the way down from 295, but also some of them have been implemented since the new levels it's kind of reacting towards. But yeah, you'll just see a blank canvas, and on that blank canvas, you'll see your candles, and you can do whatever you like to see them. Now, this is where you can trade perpetuals. But let's talk about the art of perpetuals. You can go long or you can go short. That's it. You're saying it's going to go up. That's long. It's green. You're hoping for some green candles. You say it's going down. That's red. You're hoping for some red candles. That's it. Don't overcomplicate it. It's just that simple. In this field right here, after you've connected your wallet, whatever you have in your wallet, Solana worth, which is a 1.86 for us, whatever you put in this field right here is essentially your collateral. It's the most you can lose. It's the fixed maximum. It's literally the most you can lose. So let's put in one SOL just so you guys can see. Valued at $144. That is the most I can lose, no matter what. No matter what. Now, this is where it gets extremely important, in my opinion. Leverage versus liquidation. They go hand in hand. The higher the leverage, in this case, 100x maximum for Solana. The higher the leverage, the closer you are to getting liquidated. And you can see here that my liquidation price would be 145.19, 145.21 as the price moves, 145.18. This means if the price hits this particular number before going down, because it's a short, before I take profits or before I close my position, if it hits this, they take my full Solana. Same thing for the long. The difference is the liquidation flips. You'll see $143. So if Solana hits 143 before going upward, they take my full Solana. Now there's a difference. If I go from 100x to 20x, the liquidation is further away, 137 versus 143. So that was a $6 difference in liquidation. Why is that important? This gives me some room to breathe, just in case it continues falling from its highs of yesterday, technically, quote unquote. I'm still alive, right? So you have to figure out where you're going with this. Now, if I go 100x, it's true. I can make a lot more money because my one SOL that they can take from me, they're giving me a credit of 93 SOL. This means if it goes up $1, I make 93 bucks. If it goes down $1, I'd be down $93. So I got to be very, very strategic with this specific scenario because although the reward is so beautiful, the risk is really high because I'm already super close to being liquidated.
if I go to a 20x, I'm only technically getting about 20 Solana's worth. Once again, it goes up $1, I make 20 bucks. Goes down $1, I'm down 20 bucks. If I let it hit my liquidation, it takes my whole Solana, right? Yeah, it's not that much reward off of that, but it's still a lot better to find that sweet spot on the liquidation versus the leverage. You want to be able to see some of these trades through. Now, granted, if I'm swing trading, I want to lower leverage because there's going to be some ups and downs on the way to where I think it's going to go. If I'm scalping, maybe it's okay to have a higher leverage because I'm expecting a specific bounce to take place. But no matter what, you have to determine what leverage makes sense for you, considering where you think the trade is going to go. Now, because they're perpetuals and they're everlasting, they're different than stocks and options. On an option, you have an expiration date. So you expect this move to happen before the date happens. You expect the value of that option to go up in value before the date comes. There's theta decay, if not. In this case, there is no theta decay. Sure, they charge you a 0.0026% every hour, but it's extremely minimal. So you don't have this crazy rush where you have to like close out this position or else. But sometimes that can actually bite you in the ass because this sometimes has you holding longer than you probably should when a trade is going against you. So figure out your plan and stick to it. This is what I like to do personally. I like to go to my chart and I say, okay, this is a support. I'm also noticing on this chart here, where is it at? There it is. On this chart here, I'm right at the EMA, right? So what do I want to do? I kind of like a long here. So I don't mind throwing in a 0.5, holding support. And let's say I want to give myself enough wiggle room. The next closest support is 141, plus I got the 140 intersection, which is what I've been waiting for to go long again. Hey, let's do this. Let's grab, gee, Christmas. Let's grab a 0.5. Let's make sure I'm under that 139 range, which is ironically where I sit now at about a 30x. And then let's push one through. Now I have a trade to show you, right? Now this trade in particular gives me options in regards to how I play it. Okay, I can close it 100%. I can close 75%. I can close 50%, 25%. Those are my 4 presets, like everyone else has. But I can also enter in here, if it's valued at $2,099, I can also put $1,750, right? Which is going to be closer to 80% or so. I can also do 350, right? I can close out a smaller portion. I can enter in any portion I want, and I can confirm, and that's it. It's closed out. That portion or all. There's also super cool flexibility with this is the TPSL, the take profit and the stop loss. The take profit, which I can do in USDC or Solana, of course, I could also do a full or a partial. If it's a full take profit, that means 100% of this is gone. 100%. At what price? That I determine. So if I'm in a long right now and I think it's going to test the highs of 146.99, I could type in here 146.75. And it tells me it'll close this position when this price target hits. It'll give me $38.91 worth of profit. And it'll be 55% of my position of profits. Now on the stop loss side, I can also set one of those. If it doesn't hold this, and let's just say it crashes to the 143.04 and a little bit lower than that. Let's say it goes to 142.50 and I no longer like that trade, then what do I do? 143.50. If that happens, I lose 12% at $8 and I can confirm. 100% of my position gets sold at either one of these price points, obviously whichever one comes first. I could change it to partial. I can say I want to do a take profit at 148, 50% of it. That would give me 38% profits, $27. My point is you have the ability to play with these numbers, set it and forget it, do what you do, or you can sit there and have no take profit stop loss set up and just do your thing. It's absolutely up to you. I use take profits and stop losses usually during the nighttime when I'm going to bed. I also sometimes get a phone call that's important. I got to take it and concentrate, and I'll set up a take profit and a stop loss as well and kind of just let it do its thing and breathe. And if I come back and it's still active, then sometimes I take off the take profit and the stop loss because I'm available to watch it. With that being said, this is how you perform trades. This is how the platform I use, and this is how you can get your feet wet. The smallest trade you can do is 10 bucks. But before you do anything, get familiar. Now, obviously, I'm no financial advisor. I'm not here to convince you to trade perps. I can give two shits. I'm just here to give you information that I've learned along my journey. And if you can learn something from it, great. The goal I have in mind, simple. Trying to help you lower your market tuition. In this world, when you trade, you're going to lose. It's going to happen. I've lost several times. But you want to be able to last so you can see it through. The more resources that you can preserve, the longer you can trade for. The longer you trade for, the better at trading you become. Some of the best traders in the world never knew they were good at trading because they ran out of money. And that's why risk management is so important. You got to have the proper risk management. Remember, a little goes a long way, and you can graduate to bigger positions as your portfolio grows, but you can't just expect to go in large and not have some type of emotional strain on you while you're in the midst of the trade. It gets emotional. It gets difficult. It gets a little nerve-wracking when there's a lot of money at stake. So when I talk about risk management, and although I'm no financial advisor, no degree, not qualified for it, so take it with a grain of salt. But when I talk about risk management, there's like multiple categories. The first category is don't trade with money that you need anytime soon. You do that, you put yourself in harm's way. It's just that simple. You end up having to close out positions too early because unfortunately, you need the money for a bill. Rent's due, car payments due, etc. Don't do that to yourself. Okay, if you don't have the money to trade, then just don't trade yet and observe. That's the first part of risk management. Second part of risk management is your actual portfolio. If you keep going all in and you keep getting fortunate enough to make money off that, all it takes is one time for you to get liquidated and lose your entire portfolio. Don't put yourself in a position to where one trade can completely annihilate your entire portfolio. Baby steps. I talk about compounding all the time. Compounding is simple. If you just take your portfolio, let's say it's valued at $100, and your goal is 5% every day, it becomes $105, it becomes $110.50, it becomes $120, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You'll double your account in 13 days. That's all it takes, and that's 5% every day by simply compounding. That's it. 5% every day by simply compounding. The more you do this, the quicker your account grows. It's just that simple. So we took one soul. It took us about 9 or 10 days to double it. We did that 3 times. Then we started all over. We're doing one more soul. We're going to take it to 2 soul. Then we're going to take that 2 soul. We're going to turn it into 4 soul. And then on the way to 8 soul, when we get to 5, we're going to give that 5th one out. 5% a day gets you there. A lot faster than you think. Be smart. Preserve your resources. Here's a prime example. We lost the EMA. That crazy run is running out of juices. I look at the chart and we've lost this specific support for now. This is my ultimate cut place. This particular line here in the sand. If it doesn't bounce off of this, I close the position, I take a small loss, and I wait to find a different trade. My favorite trade right now is circled. I want this trade. I have every reason to believe that when we get to this intersection, if we are on the top of it, we should be able to leg up. However, if we're on the bottom of it, we're going to come down and start testing some of these levels that we just shoot through today. And then when that happens, I'll know what to do based on what it's doing. If I'm right and it bounces off and it goes parabolic, awesome. I'll trim all the way up. If I'm correct and it comes in low underneath it and it's its rejection point and we come down it, I will trim all the way down. If I'm right and it hits these levels, but it doesn't do what I think it's going to do, then I cut my position. It's no big deal. I can't marry a trade, nor should you. If the trade's not doing what you think it's going to do, get out. Now, if you don't know what it's going to do, because no one does, but you also don't know what it's going to do because you have no plan, there's no way to win in this game. You have to look at this chart, determine where you think it's going to go based on a strategy, whether it's pattern recognition, whether it's certain types of candles, whether it's resistance, playing it to short towards support, whether you're going long at support up to resistance. Whatever your strategy is your strategy. You should have an entry and you should have an exit. Prime example, in this particular trade, I was vocal about my exit. If it loses this downtrend that it just overcame today, then I'm getting out of the trade because it's no longer valid that it's going to be bouncing off these supports, right? However, what happens if it does bounce like it's trying to right now currently? If it does bounce, then where am I taking my profits? The first profit zone for me is going to be the next resistance at 145. That's 50% gone. If it continues to push forward, I'm taking another 50% off. And no, it's not, oh, then that means you're out. No, 50% of 50%, it continues to leave whatever the position size is. So if I close 50% on $100, it's worth $50. If I close out another 50%, it's now worth $25, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So each zone for me is where I trim. That's my strategy. That's the way I play it. If it presents itself, it presents itself. If it doesn't, it doesn't. A good trade shouldn't be measured by if you're profitable or not. A good trade should be measured, did you execute the way you were setting out to execute? If you had a plan prior to taking the trade and you executed that plan, that's a good trade. If you do that every single time, you should be profitable. The only way you're not profitable is if your strategy is not a high probability strategy. So if you're only playing cup and handles and every time a cup and handle shows itself and you have your exits and your entries down pat, you should be profitable because a cup and handle happens more times than it doesn't once it's identified. The cleaner the cup and handle, the bigger the traders that come in because they see it as well. You have to find a strategy and you got to stick to it. You got to have multiple strategies at some point just in case your strategy doesn't present itself. And you got to let these opportunities present themselves. There's absolutely no reason to take a trade just because. You have to have a strategy. I'm going to go to the chat real quick because I see a lot of things have been coming in just to make sure I'm saying hi to everybody, taking their time to come with us. I see Ash. She says, hi, everyone. I hope your evening is blessed and Lotto beautiful. It is beautiful. We appreciate you, sis. I see OTB is in the building, man, and he reposted the stream. If you haven't done that yet, you guys make sure to do so, please. I'm just like Ghost said, sometimes you win them and sometimes you don't, but it's all part of the learning curve. Unfortunately, it's true. You have to. And I think you were referencing this. I just wish I had gotten in at 135 instead of 144, just slowly building. And I'm down a total of $62. My tuition for perps, I suppose. Absolutely. Anytime you're learning some new trading, you're going to take some L's, guys. It's literally impossible to think you're going to go in there just taking wins all day, every day. So you have to put yourself in position to be able to absorb the losses. And you have to be able to learn from every trade. Trade that ends with profits, a trade that ends with a net negative. Learn from it. Dial in. Hone in on it. I think one thing I want to talk about today is distractions. I think it is so easy to be distracted in perps. I think that if you're like me and you pay attention to a lot of shit going on at the same time and you multitask a lot, you can find yourself in a rough spot. I took a couple unnecessary L's. At one point, it was Iran bombing somebody. I think it was Iraq, one of the U.S. bases it was bombing. And as soon as I saw the news come in, I got out of a long. I think it was right around here. I got out of a long, and I immediately got into a short. It took off on me. And it took off so fast, I got liquidated. And I was like, damn. So I reversed course with the momentum and said, you know what? Clearly the news ain't aligning with the chart. Let me just pay attention to the charting itself And that was my only L, but I got to now take it to where I see what I'm seeing and play the levels. And I did. We broke through, came back to retest the uptrend, jumped in along, benefited off of that. It had some resistance. I sold all of my position and started over when it had some pullback. And I was luckily in this candle, but I got out right around this area because, again, I thought it'd have some resistance on the downtrend. It didn't. Waited for some pullback, and I got in a couple times here. And again, I went 4 positive trades and 1 negative trade for the day, yielding about a couple Solana worth of profits. But I had a strategy, I had a plan. I was scalping, I was playing the momentum, I was playing the volume, I was playing the pullbacks after breakthroughs, and it ended well. But the noise, man. Sometimes you're like, man, is it opposite day? I mean, all I see here is how Solana, you won't be able to see it on your screen because of the group chat. Let me see if I can pull it up. How Solana's unlocking $61.83 million worth, or equivalent to 465,000 Solana soon, adding to the bearish sentiment currently. Sold trades near $134, struggling to hold above the 130 mark. That's the first thing I see in the morning. Very first thing. And you can't really see it because of the comments section, but it's literally on the bottom right-hand side of Solana. So I'm already like, oh, that's bearish. Seen another post on the same Solana thing that said something about it lost it. It's got its head and shoulders. It's headed towards 106. And then I'm hearing people are bombing and shit. Dude, it's almost impossible to not be bearish when all of that noise is around you. But if you just take away everything that everyone was saying and you look at the chart, here's pattern recognition to a T. You put a line right in the middle of this and you could damn near fold it. We had an inverse head and shoulders appear. So here's your head. Here's your shoulder. And we saw it playing out right before our eyes. Once we started consolidating here and we broke up to here, today, the first play I took was a short early in the morning, like 8 or 9 a.m. Made a few $100s off of it right away. And I got out of it. And I saw these 3 red candles and I said, holy shit. This is an inverse cup and handles. And when I saw the bounce off that 131, I was like, holy shit, this could get wild. That was why I initiated along in the first place. And when I tell you how fast this took place, it's almost identical. Started piecing out on the almost another shoulder at that point. Kind of started trying to do the same thing, but it was just ripping and ripping. And then I said, okay, right around this area, 142 area, I figured we'd come down and maybe even touch 136, let alone 138 at some point. Well, everyone saw the backside of this and said, no, we're going up. So yeah, you partner in, you pair up news with an inverse head and shoulders, like, oh, there could potentially be some peace and no longer this 12-day war and all this other shit. And then you start seeing things like this where people are not going to wait and consolidate. They want to get in before this happens. And they damn near almost pushed it all the way to that point before it wicked off, which was what, 147.03. Sometimes you see shit like this and you got to pay attention when you see it because those are the moves that you won't miss. I'm telling you right now, I got out of this thinking when I hear there's bombs going that we're going to fall apart. And look, dude, no one else is worried about it. That's why we see this. Nobody. So don't let noise and distractions get to you either, man. Make sure you have a plan and you're sticking to it because no matter what news comes out, the chart's going to tell you everything you need to know. Either the chart's going to say, oh, no, we're dying here. Oh, yeah, it's because of news. Or the chart's going to say, hey, we're flying. And you look back and like, oh, okay, I see why there was news. But you can read it off the chart itself. You don't necessarily have to put yourself in a position to where you're just following news and trying to trade, because even sometimes the news takes a while to hit traders and to hit the charts. So just try and be very careful. This 12 EMA is really getting heavy. It's starting to lose some traction, and we're going to be transitioning over to a space call at 6 o'clock in about 15 minutes. So before I get too trapped and marry this position, I'll watch it with a fine-tooth comb. I'm scrubbing it. I'm looking at it. I'll make sure I do the right thing. But I'm most likely going to choose to dismantle this play, take a smaller loss, just so I'm not in a position to where I got to keep checking the chart while I'm on a space call. I'd rather be more present and in the moment. However, right now, I'll leave it up to if anyone has any questions at all. I see there's 190 people in here. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, feel free to ask in the chat, and I will ensure that I can answer them to the best of my ability. Shout out to Arn. I see Arn's in the building. Nice to see you, bro. But yeah, man, if you have any questions, anything you want to pick my brain about, you're more than welcome to ask. And if not, cool beans. We'll live trade the shit out of this real quick and see what's going on. See somebody clipped a little bit of Lotto. Good opportunity to grab some of that. We're still holding strong at the, 200K mark. Where are we at? Still at 218. Holding support on Solana. That's a strong day for Solana. We get a little too crazy here. We might even start forming a cup and handle. A pretty one too. Once again, an identifiable one from the mass is a good one. If more people see it, the better we get. So I can see us kind of consolidating down this uptrend, but holding it. And again, this is like my sweet spot right here. I've been eyeing this for days. I mean, literally days. This intersection that I love trading has a major support. And when we got all the way down to 125 or 126, whatever it was, I was like, damn, there ain't no way. Maybe, just maybe we'll come up to the bottom of it and it's back down to the trenches, or ditches. But somehow we swept up and got above it. Nice to see you in the building, Zach Jean. I missed that pump. Yeah, Arn. Bro, I'm not going to lie, bro. I didn't miss it. But I was like scalping it left and right because I almost couldn't fathom how ridiculous the move was. My God, I went in heavy. I could not imagine. I don't even want to do it to myself, bro. But with the position size I was in on, had I seen any of that through, it would have been ridiculous, bro. But again, still a good day. So I'm not upset, not complaining, but yeah, man. I think leaving runners is important. I really do. But these moves were just so aggressive that I just didn't want to, give up too much of my profits back. So I didn't even really leave runners like that today, man. I just kept scalping it. But yeah, man, a lot of people did, bro. I think a lot of people went against the grain too. Kept thinking like, oh, okay, the run's done. It's got to end here, right? Nope. It's got to end here, right? Nope. I took one short during that run. Lost a few $100s off of it, and cut it as early as I can because it started ripping. I was just like, bro, if you can't beat them, join them. All right, that was my expression today. If you can't beat them, join them. No need to try and top wick and get too willy-nilly trying to go against the grain. Sometimes when the momentum is there and the volume is there, bro, just enjoy it, man. Just enjoy it while it's there. A lot of volatility lately. What's crazy, man, is you look at where is it at? You look at Solana right now, and it's like, dude, we're up, 8.8% on the year? That's it, 1 year, 8.8% a year ago. And this is kind of right where, you start to realize that when you look out and you just zoom out and look at a chart, you can see Solana's in a good spot, man. Very good spot. I know Pump Fund is working on a different launch pad. I know launch pads are opening left and right. I know mass adoption is on the way beyond belief. We could thank the President Trump for dropping a meme coin on Solana first. And now you got a lot of institutions, building their Solana portfolios and trying to get in a position to where these ETFs, man, start growing like crazy. And I think Solana's included in a lot of these talks. So definitely excited to see where Solana is headed in the long haul, especially, but also in the near future. I think, you look, it was 11 weeks ago, we were at 95. And I think it's 6 weeks ago, we were at 187. Imagine like a 5-week time frame going from 95 to 187. And don't forget earlier in the year, we're at 295. So from 295 to 95 to 187 down to 126, all the way back up to 145. I mean, this is an aggressive, high volatility, coin. And I think they had over $1 billion in revenue in Q2. I think it was the math. That's crazy. Today they mentioned there was $1 billion in liquidation. Insane. There's a lot of money on the network is my point. It's the fastest, it's the cheapest, and there's a lot of functionality that could be used on it. So I'm really excited to see where Web3 goes. I'm really excited to see where Solana goes. And I love that half of our liquidity pool is Solana, because when this shit starts jumping, which we all know it will, it's only going to help us in the long haul. If you don't believe in Solana, you shouldn't be holding Lotto, in other words, because Lotto is definitely tied to Solana to a degree. And it's definitely promising where Solana is headed. And I think days like today are huge, absolutely huge, for where we could potentially head and how fast we can head there. I mean, a $20 jump, $21 jump in less than 24 hours is fucking gnarly, bro. Absolutely gnarly. It really is. I think even on the day it's down, obviously, from since 5:00 p.m. Pacific Standard, but on the day, I think we hit 10% at one point, or 8%. I think it was up $10 on the day. That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. We got about 11 minutes until the space starts, you guys. We're going to transition from here straight over to the space. If you're on X right now watching this, on my page, my handle's on the actual screen. You go to my page, you go to the replies of this particular post, the live reply, and you'll actually see that you can set a reminder and join us in just a few. I think it'll be definitely fun times to be on space again, see some familiar people that don't get a chance to come up here, that also don't like killing their battery and watching it live for hours upon hours. So we'll be on spaces today, talking about a lot. We want to catch up on a lot of things with a lot of people that are out there missing us because they don't get a chance to tap in as much. So if you want, get ready for it. If you want to grab a mic up there, you're always welcome to. If I got a show or a spaces, you got a voice. Just request away, and you can jump up and ask questions, shoot the shit, have some fun, kick it with the homies, and really start making that push again, because this next phase is super, super close. I'm going to be with Ash after the space call. We're going to be going through the new and improved website, make some fine-tune changes, if you will, if need be, and start gearing up for that to be released. Our new website's going to be fucking super cool, super interactive, and our merch store will actually be on our website, where you can design Lotto gear, whether you want it on the shoulder, on the chest, across the chest, down the ribs, down the spine, what type of material, what type of font, what color. All of those are going to be at your fingertips. You will 100% be able to customize your gear, and we'll do a shit ton of competitions to see who can do the best gear, get some Lotto balls, get some Solana, and figure out some fun ways to get some money in your pocket. The next phase that we're launching also is getting very, very close. And tomorrow I have another beta phase. And if all goes smooth, man, it's like I can tell you it's any day, but it could be any day for days. So I'm just going to tell you we're fucking close, man. And if anybody wants it to fucking happen already more than me, congratulations, you're psycho, because I want that shit fucking roll it out ASAP. And we're just a couple things we got to iron out before we do, because you got that first impression, man. We only get one first impression to roll this shit out. We want to roll it out the right way, and we want to ensure that people in communities out there that want to be involved absolutely have an easy time working with it. I can't say anything more than that. I don't want to fuck up and release too much, but it's almost there. We got about 8 minutes before the space starts. Real quick, Massimo, you want to jump up and say anything in particular? I know you're keeping me company today. What's going on?
Yo, hey, listen, you caught me at like the most perfect time, because I was trying to sneak in a real quick shower before we jumped on the space.
Is Massimo buck naked right now?
Yo, can you hear that? Let me get you closer.
Ow!
Hold on. Let me get right there. Hey, I'm just keeping it real, man.
Hey, dude, keep it a buck. It's all good, bro. I know you show yourself, man. So I know a lot of people would. You probably got the ladies drooling right now, dude. So good job.
Well,
Way to do it to them.
speaking of ladies, my little ones are actually, I say my little one is excited about poker tomorrow. My youngest actually have some testing that she's doing, like some academic stuff Wednesday morning early. So we got a whole night planned. I'm gonna go in the guest room with my oldest. We're gonna set up the computers. It's just gonna be me and her tomorrow night. She's got Club GG on her iPad, and she's gonna whoop Mr. Chris's ass. She said.
Oh my God, I love it. I love the confidence, and I love that she's gonna avenge you from your last L. I love it all. Can't wait.
So much
hilarious.
pride, man.
I love it, bro. Well, shit, bro. Enjoy the rest of your shower, man. Make sure you clean that ass, bro. We don't want no stinky shit on this next space call because you know they can smell through phones nowadays. Enjoy it. In about 6 minutes, we're kicking off the space call. I'm gonna go grab some snacks, get prepped for it, which there's not much to prep for it, but sounded cool, sounded fun. And I'll be up for sure. We'll start that shit at the same time that we got it set up for, which I think is in 6 minutes from now. As far as this position goes, again, I'm going to hold out on closing it out unless it loses this particular trend line. If it does lose the trend line, I'll take a loss. It looks like I'm probably down like, what, 20% at this point? 16% or so, not too shabby. 20% is definitely where I'll get out. If it doesn't really hold this, that should be right around 20%. Otherwise, I'll hold on to it, and we'll see if we can get that next curl up to the next intersection. So we would trim 50% here, another 50% here, and hopefully we can get some profits from that trade and break the 2 Solana threshold that's been so elusive or evasive. I don't know. One of those 2 words makes sense to me, but we've been at like 1.99 at one point, just never crossed over the 2 Solana for the official double up on this account. I'm glad the weekend's over. I'm glad we're back to doing the live trades on it. Let's hopefully get some moolah. And of course, on the space call, if I see anything in particular, I'll be more than happy to share my thoughts on the space call. And of course, if you have questions that you want to ask us on the live space call, you're more than welcome to do so as well. Enjoy your evening. For those of you that can't make the space call in 5 minutes, the rest of you that are here, the 210 of you, man, join us on the space call, man. Get that shit popping. I don't care if you want to be anonymous on the space call, man. Just join it, repost it, like it, all that fun stuff. Throw some Just the Lotto memes on it. Let's get the OG crew back together on spaces and really set it off tonight, man. I'm going to start doing this a little bit more often as we get geared up to start dropping all of the things we're working on behind the scenes, because I definitely want people to have the easy way of asking some questions that they may have. Plus, they're recorded and they're easily accessible to where you can tune in and still surf X and do your thing without, again, burning your battery. And also, most importantly, you could be there with us. That's all. It's all love. Love every one of y'all. Thanks for showing up so far today. I'll talk to you guys soon. And I'll see you on Spaces in like 3 or 4 minutes. I'll play the closeout video where you'll see our latest Chapter 3 baby, I guess, Yo Lotto mini ballers that are still available. Handful left. Get yours while supplies last. They come with 50% off poker, which is what Massimo was just mentioning. We got that tomorrow at 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, Tuesdays and Fridays. See y'all in a few.